modules are not available to everybody online. You actually have to log in and have to have a IEEE account to be able to access those from what I noticed there. Here's just a quick screenshot of the website there. So you can see when you're navigating the website and you want to actually do the training, you want to click on the first link. Let's see if we can get this. There we go. The first link, which is right there, to actually go into all the different volunteer positions. And so if you progress forward, if you click on that link, you can see that here's all the positions that are available. One thing that we found that wasn't available that was actually just recently requested in our section was training for the like section webmaster. And so I'd like to see if we could request training for that and add that on, since the list was pretty comprehensive as it stands there. But you can see that we have a wide variety of positions, including even student positions that are available there.
So the students can get in and see the students?
Yeah, students, assuming they have an IEEE account, which they should, if they're a member, they should be able to access the full training. So, actually, let me.
Although at least for us, with the areas, at least historically, we've always done it at the, well, recently have done it at the section, at the area meeting in the fall. And I keep arguing that it would be better for us to do it at the area meeting in the spring, and then I keep getting reminded that
You get on different schedules.
they're all different schedules. And they may or may not have their officers elected.
Yeah,
But the thing that I hate about having it in the fall is that by the time we have the meeting, a lot of the officers, you're already halfway through the school year.
Yeah. Yeah, the training is not quite as valuable in that position.
So you hope you would put it in for ensure that the student vice chair comes as a member.
Yeah. So in this part now, we'll delve into the section chair training that's available. And for each position that's available on the website, if you click on it, they basically have a guided section where I believe the section chair has like 4 or 5 parts of a guided guided training session that you can go through. And actually, at the end of it, and I believe this is true for every position, they actually have a little quiz you can take to verify your knowledge of the position and basically say you're competent in being in that position for the year. So this was basically me diving into the section chair training module now, and you can see that the section chair is actually responsible for basically being the point of contact for influencing and motivating your members towards the success of your section. And the section chair should ideally empower the section leadership team such that they have the required skills and knowledge for their roles. And so the key here is you don't have to run everything yourself. You need to be able to delegate to the other officers in the section to be able to be most effective. So as section chair, they noted in the training module that you should also continually develop your own leadership skills, and there's additional leadership courses that are actually available through CLE as well that you can take and train with there. And ultimately, you're supposed to develop a highly capable leadership team, which will make a significant difference in your section service to the profession and your community as a whole. And one thing that I also found on the website, and I think they actually have this for every single position you train for, they provide a little bit of detail of important days throughout the year that you definitely do not want to miss in your section. And so some of the main things early in the year is basically completing all your financial activity in NetSuite, logging those, filing all your L31 reports, and basically doing year-end reporting for the previous year there. I think everybody knows this, but you should always file early to get the 10% rebate bonus for your section, which is basically free money if you file early enough there, that they'll give you back in the section rebate. And let's see, I won't go over the rest, but you can sort of see a general overview of those there.
Wait, the bottom part is saying that you have to have a meeting a year. Is that what it's saying?
So I believe that one, I accredited
General meeting.
Yeah, I think general meeting would probably be with all of the entire populace, where you invite everybody in your section and maybe have an open forum, but it's optional. It's not a
It's not required.
Yeah, it's not required.
Well, it says requires.
It's flexible on the side.
Yes, it's
One
a-
section.
The date's flexible, but the
I think it
meetings
just
are
has to have
required.
one section meeting a year.
I think it's more
So,
than that. I mean, you know, I think that they're really, I know that like the way.
So we just need to add annual general meeting after our banquet announcement.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Engineers
we should do
banquet and
something
annual
like that.
general meeting.
Yeah.
But does that mean we need to do business at it? So, you know,
No.
when,
Yeah. Is it?
Uh,
Yeah. Is it more of like an OPCOM annual meeting, or is it
So-
more geared towards the
Yeah.
entire?
So I mean, one of us can look in the MGA operations guide under sections and see if it says anything more about it.
okay, I'll look.
Yeah, so we can dig into that more and take that as an action item. So next,
Maybe we should ask. You're supposed to be the expert on it.
Well, that's why
You don't know either. That's good.
That's why I asked.
No, we should investigate a little bit more there. So another actually really neat piece of information that I'm going to try to use in our section is on there they actually provided a section vitality checklist. And it's basically just a Word document that details for each quarter what things you should be doing in your section, things you need to make sure you cover. And I should have the list on the next couple slides here that we can see. So for the first quarter, not going to read them all, but you can just take a quick look and see what they recommend there. So it basically covers, say, like the year-end reporting and things like that. So it goes into greater detail than the previous list that I showed a few slides back.
So they-
I have a tip from, like, what is it, the report all section officers.
Yeah.
So just in case you didn't encounter this, vTools only lets you schedule a meeting, like, you could put into vTools if you are a section officer. And in my section, it's a large section, so technically in the XCOM there's probably 50 people. So the person reporting the meeting was really only reporting the chair and the vice chair, and wasn't checking all the long list of people. And so there's the roster that's on your webpage as a section, and there's the roster that IEEE.org recognizes, which you can find through IEEE.org, and could be a completely different roster, just to let people know.
Oh, interesting.
How do you find your roster at IEEE.org?
I went to IEEE.org and said find rosters. It's under membership. I can find it. That was my secret method.
You did a Google there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so here we have the second quarter of the recommendations that they have.
It's a long list.
It is quite the list. Yeah. And then we'll move on to the third quarter.
Well, back up. I mean, a lot of the things you do, but it's not necessarily done by the section chair.
No,
For like
this,
the award-
you delegate.
Yeah, you delegate out.
You delegate out.
But it's basically the section chair should make sure these events happen.
I mean, the professional development activities is normally done by the vice chair. There should be at least one, and, you know,
Yeah.
and we do more than one PACE activity in a year. It's just, you know, but this one's suggesting it be a workshop or a seminar. So
That's an
back
example.
when we used to, almost all, multiple items, we had ethics training. Where you get them all McDonald with. Alan, remember the guy that had to testify before Congress about the Challenger?
Oh, okay.
Alan McDonald. He happens to live in Brigham City, about 20 inside of Utah section, and so we had him come out, go through he wrote a book after he retired, and it actually ended up on the list for Pulitzer.
Wow.
But I've got to cover it. I like it, but it ends up being, you know, a lot of stuff patting himself on the back for how good he did. But truthfully, he did do pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering I'd sit there and I remember seeing that when I was first out as, you know, as a young engineer, thinking, holy crap. would that be to have to stand in front of Congress and say all of this stuff?
Yeah.
You know, so,
So I now have a better answer to your earlier question. IEEE.org/rosters.
Okay.
cool.
It's kind of interesting because this list looked like it's the same as the officer reporting list. But this one's nicer because it gives you the contact information correctly about like whatever they enter in there. You don't go through semi. What I used to do is I found it from officer reporting and I want to send you my
No, I'm just saying that your officer reporting ends up there, but that's the only thing that they recognize at headquarters is what's there, not,
Oh, yeah.
not what you put on their website.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So does that end up including the student branch officers? Okay, sorry.
Okay, and then third quarter, here's the activities here. And as you can see, most sections do cover.
Oh,
quite a bit.
promote a pre-university activity in your area, like it's on the list.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Yep.
Wow. Wow,
And they even tell you when to do it.
wow.
Yeah.
We don't do it. We don't listen very well.
Hold on, third quarter is the major nomination for awards.
Actually, I'm not sure there's a lot of, not sure there's a lot of school science fairs in July through September.
I do know they do that, do they still do that in Lagoon, the physics science fair?
Yes.
'Cause I remember volunteering to be a judge there a couple of times, it was a lot of fun. We got to judge the experiment.
Second quarter too.
And then they also have the calculation now with all the different roller coasters determining what the velocity had to be to keep from falling down.
Think about that new roller coaster. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah, no, that's
Whoa.
not.
Makes my heart sink to my stomach. seeing
Yeah,
it
it's
from
not
the freeway.
something.
Oh, then every once in a while somebody actually dies.
Have you ever seen this thing? You know, this thing is an elevator. It takes you all the way to the top, and it sticks you out nose down and drops you.
Actually, I've done that.
Thinking, you know, I just hope to heck that they got it on the track before they let go. That was my.
So-
Oh, wow.
So since we couldn't have the multi-section day at the ski area this year, maybe we can do one at the lagoon instead.
Do a
So,
summer,
so
I
Sean,
don't-
so
just
Sean got
no.
charged with this as, what was his position that this was his job to do again?
Oh,
I just asked him to do it. I thought that.
Oh, okay.
He got suckered into it.
Yeah, Chris asked me if I wanted to help develop a presentation.
It's called delegation.
Yes.
We have
It comes from the area.
several different new section chairs that are coming in. We've got, just a reminder of how to go do it in a quarter. We had John, who was a new section chair, but he's not really that. Anyway.
Hey, he's still a YP.
That's still YPs.
Yeah. Gets the balance too, so we figured they might do something for that.
Yeah. I have to earn my way a little bit.
That's right, between that and Amsterdam.
And here's the last one there for the last quarter of what they recommend. You see that recommend holding officer election is for the next year there.
Huh?
Yeah, this is what they believe the fourth quarter
Oh,
would be.
some of this
And
is
the
very
reason,
true.
and it should be, except, like I said, ours is all screwed up. Every 6.
Well, but I'm just thinking at the section level, like, issues San Diego had last year were all related to things that they, kind of waited too late. Like, they didn't get the election started in December, and so then they had to do it in January, but then, the officers kind of if somebody had reported the officers as terms ending December 31st.
yeah.
So, like.
Well, you saw on the key dates slide that the election date was flexible.
Yeah.
It is flexible, but if somebody reports officers, like, so don't report your officers with the term ending
I know.
date, I would say.
Yep.
And I believe this is the last slide that I have. Yep.
All right. Go ahead.
How long does it take you to go over the section chair training?
Sure.
I haven't actually gone all the way through it yet.
Somebody
I
said
need to go
it
through that
turns-
sometime.
You're cleaning out your training thing for.
how much time do they expect? How long have you spent on this personally?
Elections are only flexible if it's an election year.
Probably say it's
No, the key date,
Every year is
the,
like.
the, the,
So you have to still
But
follow
to take
it.
it
right. And actually, if you, and I'll be going over this during the nominations and appointments training, because there, in that training, the dates are not flexible. So it's a little bit contradictory.
Yep.
I think what's
Well, there's a
flexible is
flexible
like
about it,
one
it's like
day.
in a 6-week period, you gotta have it